Hello and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. So, we're in the middle of the night part of the cycle here, heading into cycle 1550, and our rocket is nearly full of oxalate. We're at 2541 of the 2700. Um, the weird thing is that I was looking, and it's saying that if I were to have 2400 of both the oxalate and the fuels, then, well, petroleum, it would be enough to take it to, the 30,000 kilometer mark, which is where I'm trying to get to. But it's then also saying that 2,700 of each won't make it. So, I mean, I understand the idea of fuel adding weight, but the whole point of rocket fuels is that their power to weight ratio is is incredibly to the positive, to the power side of things. So I'm gonna go ahead and let it fill up and then maybe make some adjustments. I just don't know exactly if it's possible to pull the petroleum back out. Not sure about that, so we'll have to see. Let's get things rolling. See how we're doing on other things here, like temperature. Actually, you know what? Hang on. Let's check our, you know, animals here while we have the chance. 98. Yeah, you need to be replaced. 23. Okay. 17. 56. 35. 93. Yeah, you're going to need to be replaced too. Not continuous. Bloody hell. Incubate one of them. I hate how that thing turns itself back on continuous. How old are you? 38, and you are 29. Yeah, you guys are fine. Alright, back to rolling. Alright, so let's see. How are we doing on things? I could always kick off some of those other researches, but I kind of want duplicants doing other things is the thing. Like, that would take up, like, 2 duplicants doing stuff. Alright, you guys are taking care of them. I had to lure this stupid dense puff back in here. It had gotten out somehow. And for whatever reason, the duplicants refuse to, like, refill the critter lure unless you deselect it and reselect it. Like, deselect the slime, reselect it. So, that's particularly annoying. How are you guys doing? You full yet? Not quite. How is our distance? 2,600? Or 26,000, I mean. Alright, you're doing that. We are slowly refilling our water tank here. We had everything end up boiling off while this geyser was, dormant. It's no longer dormant. So, we're slowly refilling. What are you guys all doing? You are delivering oxalate, aren't you? Yes, yes you are. Alright. Intensely bright. How are you guys doing here? You're doing that. Slowly making your way over this way. That's good. Just kind of watching the duplicants clean the regolith. It's a repetitive task, but it's a little bit soothing with that noise. That sort of whooshing noise of the laser combined with the, like, soft plop of the regolith. I'm fine, really. Okay. Okay. Anyway, just kind of staring at them do that. So I've been looking at this area too. For whatever reason, my automation wire here had gotten severed, like right where the rocket lands, so I think it overheated at some point. Which is a thing that can happen, I suppose, since it did. It was basically letting this room massively heat up because there was no signal getting to this to let it know that the hydrogen needed to come through. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. Alright. How are things in here now? Around 130. So it is slowly getting better. How are you doing? 26, 24. You're up over 2,700. That's being a thing. Oh yeah, I've got this vacillator available to me again too. Well, obviously not right now. Well, that was cycle 50, 1550. Not much of a landmark, but it kind of was one. You are that. You are 28. Let's get the rest of these eggs out of here. Okay, by rest of I mean one. Alright, you're fine, you're fine. We'll get that one going in here shortly. You guys are still producing coal. Should I add in another coal generator? I could always expand this setup that direction. That might be a good idea. Maybe. Of course, we got this natural gas down here. I should really do something with this natural gas. I mean, I don't have this, like, super constant flow of it, but I could make it, like... I mean, I suppose I could always send it up here. That would be a giant pain, though, because I'd have to, like, diagonally cross my whole base. Which pretty much means up and then over, and that's not going to work because I've got gas pipes 4 wide here, so I'd have to do it over this direction. I've got gas pipes coming up here. At least a certain ways. I have removed some of them. Where are you going? Oh, you're from that. Okay. I could do some of this. I could always send it up the side here. Something to think about. Not something I'm going to do right now, but something I'll definitely think about doing maybe in between episodes at some point. Just kind of as an extra backup type thing, you know? How are you doing? Still not quite full. In fact, it doesn't look like you've received any Axolite at all since last I checked. You're still outputting little bits. Oh, I needed more gold for the supercoolant. We should probably try and do a bit of supercoolant. Let's allow you to make a bit more gold. And that's the thing I'm not sure about. I am not sure how supercoolant is going to come out of here. Because it does not, as far as I can tell, have any sort of liquid output. It also doesn't seem to have any place where liquid would pump out of it, like, you see these guys got this little nozzle here, that's where the polluted water comes out. I don't see anything like that on the model. There is, I suppose, a chance it'll come out in a canister, since they have canisters for the liquids now. I guess we'll find out, because that's definitely the thing I want to do. Hey, you have enough. Alright. So, it's not going to happen this cycle. Slow heating. Oh, okay. We are going to say, please make me 1, because I want to see. And if I end up, basically wasting 100 kilograms of supercoolant because it just flows down here, so be it. I'll then at least know. Are you full yet? Yes, you're full. And your range is 28,433. Yeah, okay. Let's pump each of these. Did that take? No, it didn't. Alright. Bump each of these down to 800. Because that'd be, let's see, it's 2,700 full, so 7,654. Yeah, that'd be 2,400. That one didn't take. I could tell. Because I forgot to hit enter. You didn't take either. Did I neglect to hit enter on you as well, even after I had said? And then you need to be 2,400. Actually, let's... Okay, you took. Alright, so none of that has come out yet, so that might need to be emptied by a duplicate? Question mark? Let's, bump the priority of these tanks up. See if that actually... Alright, you came and dumped it out. You are probably coming to... Oh, look, there's fuel coming out. Okay. Wow, look at how rapidly that oxalate is boiling off. Because that is the correct term. It's going straight to gas, so I suppose it's sublimating. That would be the super technical term. Nobody's coming to get the oxalate? Really? There you go. Jeez. Alright, so that is that much. You still have the full amount. Oh, you guys can't get to these. That's why. Alright, so we're gonna need some temporary gantries. I suppose that's the way things are going. Alright, let's put you there. So you can get to that one. You see, I don't know how this is supposed to work, but we'll find out. This guy needs to be bumped up in priority, even though they are actually working on it, which leads me to believe that there's not much else to do. Alright. So let's see if that rocket calculator ended up being correct about that weird 2400 number. Almost there on the amount. You're bringing it from all over the place. You guys are all running fine. All of our regolith has been cleared, minus this stuff up here, obviously. Alright, so is somebody gonna come do this? Alright. Are you coming to do this? Yes, alright, now. Deconstruct on a 9, and it's the end of the cycle, so they're not gonna do it. We're stuck waiting another cycle. Okay. How are you doing? You are definitely filling up. So, it's a little bit weird. So this guy holds 5 tons of water. I saw it when it was full. I'm like, okay, 5 tons. Great. You know, that's quite a bit, right? Well, maybe not as much as I thought, because this... well, then again, I suppose this is technically a metric ton, which is what they're working in here. So, alright. I guess that would be in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would just be enough to fill the bottom layer. And some of it did boil off immediately when it started pumping in. Because basically, in order to get up to here, it's like not quite 20 kilograms. So, you know, there's that. Alright, you are done like that. You need the other side of the gantry. Probably right there, that'll do. Although I could really use you as a higher priority again. Well, it's up to 28 again. This, interestingly enough, might actually do it. Let's see. There we go. Hey, and they managed to get rid of that stuff, too. Alright, you're like that. Look at that! 30,000. Ain't that weird? That's gotta be a weird little, like, programming quirk of the game rather than any sort of actual, like, intended thing. because it should pretty much always, be more fuel is more until you get to the point of adding the additional weight of an extra fuel tank. But apparently it's not. So, but we have our number, and this works, which is awesome. So let's go ahead, get that deconstructed as quickly as we can. Then we'll get Ada in the capsule. You're deconstructing that. As soon as Ada is in, we can get this rolling. Let's get that guy turned. Make sure that we're not about to have an incoming meteor storm or anything of that nature. Somebody gonna come flip this switch? It is, priority 9. But where's Ada? That's Ashcan. Where's Ada? Is Ada in there? Ah, no, Ada's not in there. Come on, Ada. Okay, I think there's Ada. There we go, there's Ada. Alright, so we just need to get the gantry out of the way. Alright. And hopefully, come on, get out of the launch chamber. There we go. Alright, Starmap, we are set to this satellite, which is the one with Neobdium, which is the one I want. Good. Launch rocket. And away we go! Whoosh! They really got to fix that thing where that panel sticks there. But hey, we have it set up. We're using less material now to get our results. I'll throw that switch again. Get that guy to close. That is awesome. Alright. Freedom Rocket is now set up to do its job. This guy just started erupting again. We actually got down to like the 2 squares above point. I think we pumped a bit more of the regular water out of there too. Every time that happens, we get a little bit closer. Fortunately, we are not actually using, water for anything additional. We're just kind of burning through it a little bit because we're using up our, oxygen and hydrogen faster. Alright, so what now? Oh, look at this. Is this? There's Supercoolant. It comes out as a bottle. Alright, that is important to know. Now, the main problem is they do not have a structure to do what I want. What I would want is a structure that can empty the canister into a pipe. But they don't have any such thing. I believe what they... Where even is the... Is it over here for some reason? That's the reservoirs. Why am I not seeing the canister? Oh, it's right there. But there's our bottle emptier. That's the only thing they have, which dumps it into the world, which would then have to be picked up by a liquid pump of some sort. So, meh. And I am a little stuffy today. I can kind of hear the nasaliness in my voice. Huh. Alright. Anyway. Let's, I suppose, send some duplicates to come clean up this regolith as it falls. Wow, that's a lot that suddenly showed up there. Just kind of clean this stuff up. Alright, so since we have access to Supercoolant now, we can start thinking about the whole idea of liquid hydrogen, liquid oxygen. And what I'm going to want to do is set up an area over here for this, which means I'm going to need access over there. I'm probably going to want to seal up that. Alright, we're going to have to start figuring this out. I'll start planning this, but basically, I'm going to need to start with an airlock. And we'll get a couple of ladders. Like so. That'll do, and then we'll do like this. There we go, and then that'll let us build some tiles across. Do we do it here? There we go. So that'll allow for all of that. This is, of course, slowly getting built. And, of course, it's the end of the cycle, so, you know, nothing useful gets to happen. Joy of joys. Alright. Because if I can get the liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen going here, I can disassemble all that, like the whole rocket, and except maybe, well, no, because even the oxidizer tanks, because I need to switch these over to liquid ones. So I'll be able to deconstruct the whole rocket and rebuild it as hydrogen, which will hopefully work better. It's theoretically supposed to. So, how are you guys doing? Right, I mean, it's 9 cycles, so it's not coming back this episode. I really gotta remember that. Because those closest ones, those will come back. Ooh, we have a bit of a thing here. Dig up this stuff. Where did you... Oh, you got stuck outside overnight, didn't you? That happens occasionally. Very, very occasionally when some sort of regolith is in the way, like it was right there. Alright, you do that. I heard somebody sleeping. You! No sleeping in the spacesuit. I'm not asking for much. You can go narco-sleepy most of the other times, just not in the spacesuits. Alright, how are you doing here? You have a lot of that. Our oxalite seems to be doing just fine. Alright. So we are continuing to produce oxalite. Let's go ahead and get a little bit more supercoolant since we can. We are going to need to figure out a source of recurring gold. So you don't have gold. Neither do you. Neither do you. The metallic asteroid doesn't either. Nor do any of the carbon asteroids, of course. Oop, let me, This satellite doesn't have it. The ice planet, of course, does not have it. None there. None there. None there. Iron ore, copper ore, sedimentary rock, oxygen, methane, dusty dwarf planet does not appear to. Terrestrial planet, dusty dwarf. So we don't seem to have any sort of recurring source of gold. This is copper. I had a couple other volcanoes around, didn't I? Ones where I was like, I'm just going to leave those covered because I don't want to deal with the mess like it is over at the copper volcano. If one of those is gold, it might be worth doing something with. Now, where were those volcanoes? Maybe if I do this. This is a little sneaky way to find volcanoes. Numbers where there shouldn't be any. Just kind of looking around. Because the numbers are usually a little bit easier to spot than, than the neutronium. So what do we have here, if anything? I don't know. Alright, I admit I have no idea what that is. Let's dig down. We'll do that. And then we'll see. I'm not sure what kind of volcano that is. I think I had seen some other ones, and that was why... I think I didn't notice that one before. That's interesting. Hey, what are you? A little squeaky puff. Alright. Looking around for some additional volcanoes. Here's that. just kind of... Aha, here's one, right? Carbon dioxide vent. Okay, you're not really worthwhile. See, and that might be what the other thing is, too. Not really noticing much. Because it is one of those things that those volcanoes can, the like metal volcanoes can technically appear in any biome. So, I mean, heck, one appeared in an ice biome where you totally wouldn't have expected it. You guys are still like that. I'm not really seeing any more, so that might be the very last one we get. How are we here? You're just kind of set up for it. Alright, well, we'll let that run for a little bit. Take a look at it later, if we remember. I'm hearing a bit more of that coming on in. Oh, hey, that's dirt. I didn't realize that was dirt. Let's dig that out. I don't really see any reason to leave that dirt there. And hey, more dirt. Alright, let's see. How are you doing? You're gonna need to be dug out. You'll probably dig that out and that out. You're just kind of doing your job there. Alright. You guys are doing good. And, alright, so we've gotten ourselves some supercoolant. You're, how much now? Nope, come on. Yep, alright, you've done the 200 kilograms. We're kind of searching for a better source for gold. We're kind of digging... What in the... Go dig that out and get out of there. Is that you? Are you scalding? Get out of there. Jeez. Weird little things like that causing problems. Yeah, we're going to have that problem come up again because there's more regolith in the way. Anyway, alright, so I figure that's probably going to be it for this episode as soon as we get to the end of the cycle here. We've reconfigured our rocket. You know, well, we didn't reconfigure it. We tweaked the settings on our rocket and gotten it going off and doing its thing. So we'll be bringing back more steel. That's good. I'll allow the rocket to return before the next episode. See how much steel we get. Should be a good amount. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We got our supercoolant made for the first time. That's probably the bigger achievement. That'll probably be the episode title, something about the supercoolant. And then we've started to basically work on an area in which we can start to process, we can basically set up stuff to process liquid hydrogen, liquid oxygen. I'm not sure I'm going to start out with the liquid oxygen right away, but it kind of seems like it would be a wise idea, doesn't it? It kind of does. But that is going to do it for this episode. So, until next time, have a good one.